person says to me, sent me an email, asked me a bunch of questions. I said, what do you know about the Last Symptom? What do you know about my work? Nothing. I just discovered you yesterday. I said, well, you're going to need time to go through. I've already got all these resources out there that you need to be taking advantage of before you start asking questions like this. I highly encourage you to take full advantage of these resources, and then once you get a feel of who I am, what I'm all about, then we can talk. She says, all right, I'll go through your resources, though I have absolutely zero faith I will ever come out of my borderline personality disorder. I don't think I even know who I am without my borderline personality disorder. You must be one of those very few chosen by God to recover from it. I hope I will someday too. That was her message. Now, I'm going to talk about God here just a little bit because she brought it up. And I believe in God. And I know that some of you do too. And I also recognize that not all of you do. So I'd appreciate it if you just bear with me here a second while I address those who do believe in God. I appreciated this person's message, but what is fundamentally wrong with the message? She says, I'll go through your resources, though I have to be honest, I have absolutely zero faith I'll ever come out of my borderline personality disorder. So, number one, her attitude going in. Self-fulfilling prophecy right there. Attitude going in. Zero faith. Then what can I do for her? What can I do for a person who absolutely has zero confidence whatsoever that they can recover from borderline personality disorder in an authentic way? What can I do for a person like that? Literally, the image that comes to my mind is a person standing next to groceries. So they've gone to the grocery store. They're home now. And they got all these groceries there in the back of their car. And they're just standing there. Oh, I need these groceries in my house, but what can I do? How are my groceries ever going to get into my house? What can I do? Golly, I really wish these groceries were in my house right now. Looking around, trying to wave people down. I've got groceries. They're in the back of my car. I need them in my house. So that's the person's attitude. They're just like a person who has a trunk full of groceries standing there wanting me to carry the groceries in for them. That's the thing. They find out that I actually did have borderline personality. I don't know how many of you are watching me for the very first time, but I had borderline personality disorder for 7 years, for the first 35 years of my life. After a crisis, I spent 7 years authentically recovering from it. So imagine if I had just, oh gosh, I sure would like to not have borderline personality disorder. Guess I'll do an internet search, and I click. I'll come across this guy. He's recovered from borderline personality disorder for real. He had it all his life, and now he doesn't have it for real. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Gosh, I wish he'd do something for me. I wish he'd fix my borderline personality disorder. She finally calls me, and she hasn't even, I got all those free resources there available for her. All this information about how I did it, how you can get started. Doesn't even take advantage of it. Doesn't even spend like a couple weeks listening to this podcast. But standing there like, gosh, I guess I'll just call him. Maybe he'll do it for me. Got all these groceries here, need them in the house. Maybe he'll take them in the house for me. There's no other solution coming to me about how these groceries are going to get from here to inside my house. By the way, I'm not insulting this person. I'm pointing out a real attitude that I see time and time again. You need to start packing the groceries into the house. I'll help you, right? If you flag me down, I got all these groceries. I'm trying to get them into the house. Oh, you do have a lot of groceries. Yeah, I've got, 3/4 of them in there already. But boy, if you could help me, that'd be great. I'd say, sure, hand me a bag. We'll get them in there. But if you're just standing there, not even willing to start picking up one grocery bag and start getting it into your house, what do you want me to do for you? That's number one. So the attitude going in, it's kind of fake helplessness. Number two, God doesn't do things for us that we can do for ourselves, but just won't. That's number two. She says, you must be one of those very few chosen by God to recover from borderline personality disorder. Totally discredits the fact that I spent 7 years taking my own damn groceries into the house. I did that. I didn't wait around for anybody, and I didn't say this is impossible, and I didn't believe anybody when they said it's incurable or anything like that. I said, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to figure out what the root causes of this are, and I'm going to fix it. And I don't care how long it takes me, I'm going to do it. That's the kind of attitude that worked for me that you need to have too. But, remember that I'm a God-fearing person. Why didn't I just say, well, now that I know what this is, if I pray a lot, God will fix it for me? Does God answer prayers that go like this? Dear God, here I am, just back from the Piggly Wiggly, and I have no idea how I'm going to get these groceries in my house. God, please send somebody to help me get these groceries into my house. I don't know what to do. Standing there, back hatch open on the car, eggs spoiling, milk getting warm. What do I do, God? Please help me. You know what God's thinking? He's thinking, why doesn't she just pick up the grocery bag and start taking them inside the house? God doesn't do things for us that we can do for ourselves but just won't. He doesn't answer those types of prayers because they're offensive. They're ridiculous. Think about anybody who would make a petition of you. Hey, can you go get me a tissue and clean this booger off my nose because it's really bothering me. Can you clean that off for me? I mean, unless you're paralyzed from the neck down. That's just so absurd. You wouldn't even answer the person. You'd just walk away, wouldn't you? I mean, think about it. You wouldn't even answer the person. That's how ridiculous it is. You just walk away. So think about you praying to God. God, please cure my borderline personality disorder. Please. He's thinking, yeah, there's all this stuff that you could be doing for yourself right now. You're just not, because it's work, and you don't want to do the work. He's not going to answer prayer like that. So you're going to be waiting unhappy for a long, long time if you're waiting for God to answer a prayer like that, and forever, in fact, if you're waiting for God to answer a prayer like that. And it's like waiting for God to tie your shoes. You're just going to be waiting for a long time to recover from your emotional disorder. God is waiting for you to animate yourself and to do this for yourself. And the judgments he makes on you are based on whether you ever choose to put in this effort or not. Now notice, I'm not telling you that his judgments are based on whether you're ever totally successful at it or not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying his judgment is based on whether you ever put in a genuine effort or not. Not on whether you're totally successful or not. The positive thing is that if you are genuine and you continue putting in the effort and you continue working hard with accurate information, which is what my work provides you, the Last Symptom, you will be successful. So it's not like, well, we'll put in all this work for nothing. No, you will be successful if you have accurate information and you're genuine and you're putting in the work. Orange slices are brief highlights from the Last Symptom podcast. Subscribe to full audio episodes of the show on any major podcast platforms such as Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, Amazon Music, and more. While I've got you chewing on that, like this video, pretty please. Might as well press subscribe while you're at it. I bet you a nickel you know somebody who's overdue for hearing some of these things, so go on, forward this video to them.